Take two, since I got a call interrupting. Chilling. It's Wednesday, July 26th, 2023. It's like 3:33 in the afternoon. I got off work. I'm just chilling at the lake. I just finished a walk. It's hot as a bitch out here. It's so hot. I don't really have a video, except I wanted to just I wanted to record my rabbit hole that I got into last night. I didn't go to sleep until like, oh my god, 2 in the morning. Barely. I had to be at work at 7 o'clock this morning, which means I had to be up at 6 o'clock this morning, and I did not close my eyes. Last time I checked the clock before I fell asleep, it was like 1:30. So, okay, so it started out, it's so trippy. This is, most of my rabbit holes I'll have noticed have started out with me up in my Maps app, because I like staring at the map. That's what I do. I'm a traveler, so I zoom out, I zoom in, I look at islands and countries and the whole map. I'm just always looking at the map, like mostly in my free time, before I stumble into these rabbit holes. And so I was looking at all of my points, because I mark whenever I go anywhere, anytime I'm physically going somewhere, hanging out, spending money, living there, I'll put a pin there and I'll mark that on my map. So like, it's cool for me to see like all my pins all across the map. So I zoomed all the way out, and I wanted to see my westernmost point on the map, the furthest west that I've been on the globe. And it was in Santa Monica, California, basically like Los Angeles. My westernmost point was like Venice Beach, Santa Monica area. And then I was like, cool, that's as far west as I've been. And while I was looking around there, I was looking at the Tropic of Cancer. And then I was like, I've heard of that before. What the fuck is the Tropic of Cancer? Okay, so here's a little fucking random education. The Tropic of Cancer is basically an invisible marking on the globe that marks where the sun hits it when it's like at the fullest point. Like I think it's like June 21st. It's in Cancer. Like the sun is on Cancer. And then the Tropic of Capricorn is basically the same thing, but for the winter solstice. So there's the summer solstice, the Tropic of Cancer, June 21st-ish. And then you have the Tropic of Capricorn is basically, it's in relation to the tilt in the axis and the position of the sun when it hits it, and where the stars are in the sky. But none of that's actually accurate, because like the stars have changed since the thousands of years ago that these tropics were named. That's where the positions in the sky. So we just keep it that way, even though it's probably more like the Tropic of Gemini now. But I digress. So I was like, oh, cool, we have tropics. So there's like a northern tropic, and then there's like the southern tropic, and then there's like the equator. And I'm like, this is all like basic elementary shit. And I was just like reteaching myself. I was like, cool. I knew that we were on an axis and we're on a wobble, but I forgot that we were at 23.5 degrees, which affects like everything. And I just got into this weird fucking thing. So I'm like, cool. So I was thinking about where I want to travel at what points of the year. And I was looking at the equator, and like there's that middle line of the equator, and then like, oh my god, I want to say it's 90 degrees between the equator and the Tropic of Cancer, and I'm pretty fucking sure it's 90 degrees. Yeah. Between there, and that's like the hottest section in the world. And then I was like, I followed that all the way over, and then I noticed the Sahara Desert, and then I was like, man, like Africa, like literally like the top part of Africa is just like all desert. It's like this big patch of desert, and it's like just degrees above the Tropic of in between the equator and the Tropic of Cancer. So I'm like, what the fuck? Why are deserts everywhere? So then I looked up a desert map, and I was like, how is the tilt in our axis and the sun and these tropics, how does that affect how deserts fucking form? That's literally where my mind went. And I'm dragging on this video. So I went into like the map of the desert map of the world, and it's literally like there's like California, and then it goes down to the South America, and then it's like a little wave, and then there's like this big ass fucking patch in Africa, and then like it goes down to like Australia, okay? And it's like those are all the big fucking deserts of the world, and it's actually affected by all of it. Like everything is everything. Tripping me out. Okay, so I went from deserts to learning about relearning about longitude and latitude, and then I found the 0 degrees north and south and east and west on the map. Would you believe that it's basically under Africa, like that 0, 0? It's in the middle of the ocean, like where you get and this isn't accurate, but yeah, from what we have it marked, it's basically in the middle of the ocean, like right underneath Africa. So then that was cool. So then I learned, okay, so I went from there to learning the degrees, and like there's 180 degrees longitude and like 360 degrees latitude. No, it's the other way around. It's 360 degrees longitude and 180 degrees latitude. And then up and down, you know. So I went from that to being like, okay, well, I wonder how the longitudes and the latitudes and the tropics, how does that affect like the energy of like that place, you know what I mean? So then I got into ley lines, or earth or energy vortexes, right? So I'm getting up into energy vortexes. Now I just lived in Arizona for like a year, combined like almost 2 years, right? No, combined like a year and a half. I went left and came back, and Sedona is like very well known these days. It's very trendy to go there, specifically for their energy vortexes. And it's something that I didn't actually get into while I was there, because I'm a very empathetic person anyway, so I didn't need to go to specific sites. Once I got to Sedona, I was there. That's where shit, I was in Sedona, and the shit just started opening up. I didn't even have to go into any sacred sites, but remembering about the longitude and latitude, I was like, okay, let me see all like the global energy vortexes, or all these sacred sites of the world, and how they line up with longitude and latitude. And like it's like literally like some like wave like this. It's pretty fucking cool. And then that led to, well, where are all the sacred sites that I've actually been to, or that I plan to go to? Apparently Cairo, Egypt, it's like associated with like the throat chakra, so it's supposed to be like associated with like speaking your truth, and without fear of judgment or any kind of validation or anything. It's like true speaking, and that's like the sacred site is for that is in Egypt. Like as far as earth chakras, like the chakras of the earth, it's so fucking trippy. It's like the earth is literally like this whole like living fucking thing, and we're just on it. Oh, I did go into a different kind of rabbit hole about how climate change, yeah, climate change is real. Most definitely, global warming is real. We are the ones that are doing it. It's pretty fucked up, and it's affecting our sea levels. It's affecting our sea levels and our positioning of our longitude and latitude lines, as well as like our countries. Like some countries are just like drifting. They're like not in the same spot that they were hundreds of years ago, because of all the water drilling, all the oil drilling, all the climate change that we are putting onto the earth. All that shit was just, that's a whole nother fucking thing that tripped me out. Like, oh cool, what you put out, you literally are putting in. Exactly. Everything is everything. So yeah, looking up all the sacred sites in the world. I'm trying to think, where did I go after looking up all the sacred sites in the world? I look up all the sacred sites in America. Supposedly the root chakra is located somewhere in California, Mount Shasta, California. I know someone who went, I know a few people who went to Mount Shasta, and both of them are like not impressed with it. So wasn't really on my bucket list. Not really concerned with the root chakra stuff, especially if it's here in America. Just saying. But there's, yeah, Greenwich, London, motherfucking, some places in Chile, some places in New Mexico. New Mexico actually has a lot of sacred sites. As far as America sacred sites go, where like shit fucking moves around. Utah actually has like Mount Zion's a sacred site. There's a lot of places. So yeah, that's me rambling for 10 minutes about my rabbit hole. I got nothing else. I'm sweating balls, and I gotta go outside again for my dog. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. See you when I see you.